Hey everyone, today we're counting down our picks for the best sim racing games that you should check out, and without further ado, let's dive right in. Live for Speed. Okay, this game is old as hell, like probably older than some of you watching this video, but believe it or not, there's still a crew of hardcore sim racers out there who swear by it. In short, this OG is the unsung hero of racing simulators, standing strong while others have either evolved or faded into obscurity. And as you can see, it's got that spot-on driving physics that keeps it kicking with a dedicated community. After all, it's all about that realistic feel and multiplayer action that keeps fans glued to their screens. RaceRoom racing experience. Here's the deal. While ACC nails the graphical fidelity and GT3 vibes, iRacing owns it with precision braking mechanics, and rFactor 2 rocks the force feedback. RaceRoom impresses by finding that sweet spot in between. One standout feature? Its contact physics are forgiving enough to let you trade a little paint without ruining your race. So, if you haven't given RaceRoom a spin yet, now's the time. Its balanced gameplay and comprehensive approach make it a standout choice for any sim racing enthusiast looking for a solid, well-rounded experience. Trust me, it's worth a test drive.
Flag, let's go.
Blue Monk Ultimate. With this title, the physics are on point, giving you that satisfying driving feel with a killer tire model. Tire management is also deep, and those minor bumps won't instantly ruin your race like in some other sims. The force feedback is also precise and intuitive, probably the best I've felt. Graphically, it's stunning, especially with a reshade, making it almost lifelike, and the sound design? Unmatched. It's rich, varied, and pulls you right into the action. In short, this sim has made significant strides and has the potential for an exciting future. Keep an eye on this one. It's going places. rFactor 2. Back in 2013, this game was a game changer with its dynamic road and weather systems. Sure, the UI was a hot mess and you needed a powerhouse PC to run it smoothly, but if you stuck with it, the experience was next level. Fast forward to 2024, and rFactor 2 is still holding its own. If you're wondering whether it's worth it now, the answer is a solid yes. I've been dabbling in various sims, but there's something raw and natural about this game that just feels right. So, if you're a sim racer, you need to try it.
Green flag.
NASCAR Heat 5. If you're looking for a full-blown sim, this ain't it. Think of it more as a Simcade, a blend of simulation and arcade. However, if you think of it as a NASCAR game with decent AI and a solid career mode, it's not a bad pick. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Heat 5 is basically a reskinned version of Heat 4. Honestly, it feels like a cash grab while they're working on a next-gen version of the series. But hey, if online play is your thing, Heat 5 has more players, so there's that. Dakar Desert Rally. This game is a bit of a wild ride and definitely not your typical stage rally experience. The simulation is in the navigation and orientation aspect, not the driving. In arcade mode, the game is heavily assisted with mass starts, which means a lot of AI cars to bump into. It's chaotic, but fun if you like that sort of thing. Pro mode, on the other hand, gives you a staggered start and is closer to the real Dakar experience. Here, understanding the roadbooks is crucial, probably even more than knowing your co-driver's calls in Dirt Rally. TT Isle of Man Ride on the Edge 3. This game takes the technology and physics from its predecessor and cranks it up a notch. Compared to the second title, it's a noticeable step up in how it feels. One of the best improvements is how approachable the game is now. There are 3 presets for physics difficulty: beginner, intermediate, and realistic. But don't worry if that sounds too restrictive. You can fine-tune these settings to your liking, and your rival's abilities remain separate. Plus, you can tweak aids like traction control or the anti-wheelie system on the fly using the directional pad. Stock Car Extreme. This is a game that surprised many with its depth and variety despite its somewhat confusing name. Initially, I was skeptical. Stock cars in the US usually means NASCAR, and Extreme didn't clarify much either, but after trying it out, I was hooked. Gameplay-wise, SCE holds its own. The physics are solid with convincing vehicle handling and realistic AI behavior. Performance-wise, it runs smoothly on a wide range of systems thanks to its efficient use of the original rFactor engine. It may not have the graphical polish of some competitors, but it delivers where it counts, in gameplay and content. Truck Racing Championship. This game is packed with 14 circuits, including iconic tracks like Laguna Seca and Fuji Speedway, and offers 45 trucks from 20 teams. And when it comes to the actual truck racing, there are several things to consider. These 5-ton machines aren't built for quick stops, so expect your brakes to scream in agony. To cool them down, racing trucks have jets that spray water on the brakes, and you'll need to manually control this to keep them working. Moreover, the game is strict with penalties for cutting corners or minor brushes against other trucks, so be careful.
5 left and 2 right, tightens, late into 4 left, cuts 30, short.
Richard Burns Rally. It seems to me that Richard Burns Rally is similar to the Assetto Corsa of the rally racing scene, and much like Assetto Corsa, RBR boasts a vibrant community with a wealth of user-generated content. Admittedly, the quality of the content varies, but there are some real gems out there. Moreover, the handling in RBR felt remarkably similar to Dirt Rally. Both games offer a solid selection of cars and tracks, but where RBR really shines is its modding potential. This allows for a practically limitless expansion of content and customization options.
Short, 5 right, 40, 5 right, long, 50. 3 left, tightens, 60.
Grid Legends. If you're into using a wheel, this game is pretty decent, though the force feedback isn't as punchy as it was in 2019. However, they've tweaked the physics and handling since 2019, which is cool, but now the cars stick to the road like glue. Makes it feel a bit weird, you know? Those curbs that used to be your worst nightmare? Still dangerous, but not as punishing as before. Overall, it's a good Simcade. Career mode is a snooze fest, but on the upside, at least you can play offline. So there's that. F1 24. Now, I know the game's rating is much lower compared to last year's iteration, but hear me out. The thing with new F1 games is that they often get rated badly in their early days. However, once the developers fix the bugs and other issues, the ratings usually improve. Don't believe me? F1 23 was also initially rated low, but after the developers sorted out the problems, the rating improved. There's definitely a pattern here. Most dedicated gamers tend to be harsh on new releases but end up loving them once the issues are resolved. iRacing. Now, this one is the go-to online sim racing title praised by the most hardcore sim racers. Sure, it can get pricey, no denying that, but here's the thing. Compared to some MMOs where players drop thousands on digital goods over a few years, iRacing isn't actually that bad. I mean, maxing out at around $3,000 over a decade? That's like $20 a month. I mean, imagine if iRacing went all gacha on us. Instead of buying that sweet Ferrari, you'd have to roll for it and pray to the RNG gods. No thanks, right? Automobilista 2. This game covers it all. GT cars, Formula Beasts from different eras, stock cars, karts, and yes, even trucks. Talk about a smorgasbord of racing flavors. Now, not every car in the game is a dead ringer for its real-life counterpart, but hey, you'll spot some familiar faces out there on the track. And let's talk about the big debate. Is this a full-on simulator? Well, opinions may vary, but who cares when the racing's this good? It's immersive, it's fun, and it keeps you coming back for more, simulator label or not. MotoGP 24. Unlike F1 24, this one is already an improvement from last year's iteration right from the get-go. It's definitely worth checking out. They've really dialed in the bike handling, so you're not eating dirt as often. I mean, who doesn't appreciate fewer crashes, right? And if you're a MotoGP fan, this game's a dream. Knowing the riders' names and the tracks really amps up the fun factor. And despite some hiccups, I'm still giving this game a thumbs up. It's fun, it's challenging, and I can see myself clocking in hundreds of hours. Assetto Corsa Competizione. This is a top-tier racing sim that nails the essence of GT3 racing like no other. They've dialed in every detail, from managing tire wear and brake temps to dynamic weather and time shifts. It's all about that realistic immersion. But wait, there's more. You've got a virtual spotter helping you navigate traffic, real-world rules, and environments that change on the fly. In short, this isn't just a game, it's a full-blown GT3 racing experience. So if you're craving that authentic thrill of GT3 action, look no further. This game's got it all, folks. EA Sports WRC. This game offers a thrilling departure from the wide, paved tracks of traditional sim racing games by immersing players in the challenging world of sim rally racing. Instead of smooth asphalt, you'll navigate a variety of surfaces including gravel, mud, ice, and snow, each requiring a different driving style to conquer. However, success in this game hinges on keeping a cool head and minimizing mistakes, as even the smallest error can prevent you from becoming a winner. As for the bad reviews, most of them are not about the gameplay, so you're good there.
Junction 50, 3 left, half long through junction.
MX Bikes. This title stands out as a realistic motocross simulator, boasting a meticulously crafted physics engine that faithfully replicates motorcycle dynamics and setup choices. And with the ability to host and participate in online races, it gathers data during events, offering statistics for rider comparisons. However, it's important to note that MX Bikes lacks both AI opponents and a career mode. It's an online-only racing thing, but in a good way. Oh, and one more thing. For those new to this game, expect some frustration before you fully enjoy it. Project Cars 2. So some of you may be asking, why choose this game over the newer one, Project Cars 3, especially since Project Cars 2 isn't available to buy anymore anywhere? Well, Project Cars 3 was developed to be more accessible, as the devs said. But we all know what accessible means, right? It means it's less simulation-focused and more arcade-like, which is disappointing for hardcore fans of Project Cars 2. That's why this title is here, instead of its successor. Anyway, I don't have to tell you how to get this game. If you know, you know. Dirt Rally 2.0. This game isn't for the faint-hearted or those with a short fuse. This rally simulator demands precision. Make one mistake, and your entire time trial effort can be lost in an instant. You'll find yourself spending hours on tracks that should take mere minutes, struggling to complete a single session flawlessly. Every corner must be executed with millisecond accuracy, and even the launch off the line becomes a critical moment worthy of restarting if it's not perfect. So, if you're up for a true test of skill and patience, this game delivers an exhilarating, albeit demanding, rally simulation adventure.
Upwards of a crest.
Ride 5. This game takes a no-nonsense approach to motorcycle racing, firmly planting itself in the realm of realistic simulation rather than arcade-style action. From the get-go, the game throws you into the thick of it, requiring completion of time trial laps before delving into the rest of the content. But here's the twist. Unlike its predecessor, this one cuts you some slack. Gone are the days of sweating bullets over every minor mistake that could ruin your lap. It's a bit more forgiving, allowing you to breathe and enjoy the ride. Forza Motorsport. In the previous installment, there was a noticeable lack of bite in the feeling of grip. However, this issue has been entirely rectified in the latest iteration. Grip in Forza Motorsport is now much more pronounced and authentic, with cars feeling firmly planted on the road surface. And when pushing beyond the capacity of the tires, grip gradually tapers off instead of abruptly dropping, resulting in cars exhibiting a more natural squirming behavior rather than sliding uncontrollably. But beware, the game is full of bugs, so play it at your own risk. Assetto Corsa. Now, this is the racing game that can be anything as long as it involves driving a car on a surface. Heck, you can even control a raging T-Rex with your steering wheel. Don't believe me? Look it up, you won't regret it. Anyway, if you had to pick only one game for sim racing, I would say this is the game. You can mod it with various maps and vehicles, among other things. It's also so good that more people are playing it compared to its newer release. BeamNG.drive. This game has come a long way from its origins as a funny car wreck simulator, and now people are using it to experience the physics of real cars from the comfort of their rooms and gaming chairs. It's essentially become the GTA Online of driving games, thanks to its extensive mod capabilities and active community. However, it's important to note that this isn't a proper sim racing game, as racing isn't the primary focus and it requires mods to fully engage in racing activities. Instead, it's the perfect game if you enjoy crashing your car. Gran Turismo 7. First off, this game leans more towards the sim side rather than the arcade side, contrary to what some people say. You'll feel every bit of body roll and every shift in weight. It's like you're really behind the wheel. Moreover, lap times for real-world cars on specific tracks are spot on. That attention to detail is what sets GT7 apart. Now, let's talk about that force feedback. The track surface comes alive under your fingertips, and you can feel the grip levels like never before. So, for those doubting GT7 because it's on console, you're missing out a lot. So do you agree with our picks? Check out these other videos from us and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.